Welcome to Read and Learn English. Today, I want to speak to your heart before we begin. The story you are about to hear is based on the teachings of the Buddha. But I want to be clear. This is not about promoting a religion. This is about learning, understanding, and growing as human beings. On this channel, people from many different religions, cultures, and countries come together to learn English and to learn more about life. That is something truly beautiful. As you listen to this story, I invite you to open your heart and mind, not to change your beliefs, but to deepen your understanding. Every religion teaches love, peace, kindness, and truth. The story we will explore today is one way of sharing those universal values through the path of Buddhism. You don't have to be Buddhist to learn from it, just like you don't have to be Christian to admire forgiveness, or Muslim to understand the beauty of prayer, or Hindu to appreciate the wisdom of non-attachment. The human heart speaks one language, the language of compassion. Learning about different religions helps us see the world more clearly. It helps us become more understanding, less judgmental. It reminds us that while our paths may be different, the destination is often the same, a life of meaning, peace, and connection. When we listen with respect, we grow wiser, not just in knowledge, but in spirit. And when we open our hearts to the teachings of others, we become more connected to our own beliefs. So what should your mindset be as you watch this video? Be a learner. Not just a learner of English, but a learner of life. Listen not just to the words, but to the message behind them. Think deeply. Reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I apply this to my own life, no matter my religion? That is the true goal. To grow as a person, to become more peaceful, more thoughtful, more kind. Some of the ideas in this video may be different from what you're used to. That is okay. You do not have to agree with everything. But if you listen with a calm heart and a curious mind, you will find something that speaks to you. Something you can carry with you on your own journey, whatever path you walk. At Read and Learn English, we believe in the power of language not just to improve your English skills, but to expand your world. Every story is a doorway to new understanding. Every lesson is a step toward a better self. So let us begin with respect, with peace, and with the joy of learning. This is not just a story. It is a message for the heart. Thank you for being here. Chapter 1. Never Hate. Long ago, under the shade of the Bodhi tree, the Buddha reached enlightenment and saw clearly into the nature of all things. One of the first truths he understood was that hatred never ends by hatred. Hatred ends only through love and compassion. In a world where suffering exists everywhere, in the hearts of kings and the homes of peasants, the Buddha taught that to be free from suffering, we must first be free from hate. Hate is a fire that burns not only others, but also the one who carries it. It is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. The Buddha looked into the heart of every living being and saw pain, fear, desire, and misunderstanding. But he also saw something greater. He saw the seed of kindness, the potential for wisdom, and the light of compassion that can grow in every heart. Never hate, he said, not as a command, but as a path toward peace. When someone wrongs us, our first reaction is often anger. We feel the sting of unfairness, the rise of heat in the chest, the tightness in the breath. But the Buddha taught us to pause, to breathe, and to look deeper. He asked, "What good will hate bring?" Will it remove your suffering or add more to it? And slowly, people began to see that when we return anger with anger, pain with pain, we only continue the cycle of suffering. But when we respond with understanding, when we see the other not as an enemy, but as a fellow traveler lost in delusion, then something shifts. We stop fighting, and we start healing. The Buddha told a story of a man who was shot with an arrow. The man refused treatment because he first wanted to know who shot the arrow, what it was made of, and why it was aimed at him. But in that time, he bled. In the same way, if we focus only on who hurt us and why, we remain wounded. Healing begins the moment we remove the arrow, the moment we release hate. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Forgiveness is not forgetting. It is remembering without pain. It is choosing to let go because we understand that carrying hate is too heavy. It weighs on our soul and dims our joy. Many followers of the Buddha came to him carrying their burdens, stories of betrayal, loss, war, and injustice. One day, a soldier came to the monastery, angry and ashamed of the violence he had done. He could not forgive himself, and he hated those who had ordered him to kill. But the Buddha did not turn him away. He welcomed him with kindness and said, "Even in a forest full of thorns, a lotus can bloom. Hatred may grow wild in the world, but so can peace, if we choose to plant it." The soldier wept. In that moment, the walls of his hate broke, and light entered. He stayed and learned the path of mindfulness and compassion. He spent the rest of his life in service to others, planting trees, feeding the poor, and teaching young people to never carry hate in their hearts. The practice of metta, loving kindness, is central to the Buddhist path. Every morning and evening, we are encouraged to send thoughts of peace to all beings. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. We do not say, "May only my friends be happy," or "May only the good people be free from pain." We say all beings, because love does not divide, it includes, even those who hurt us, even those we fear, because they too are suffering. They too are lost. And when we understand this, hatred melts like snow in the sun. Sometimes people ask, "But what if someone has done great evil? Should I still not hate them?" The Buddha would say, "Do not water the seeds of hate within you, for they will only grow and take over your heart." This does not mean we allow harm to continue. We can still protect ourselves. We can still speak truth. But we must do so without anger. Peace does not mean silence. It means acting from love, not revenge. Like the silent mountain, we stand firm, but not with fury. We protect with wisdom, not with wrath. One monk once asked the Buddha, "What is the greatest strength?" And the Buddha replied, "To return hatred with love, to answer anger with calm. That is the greatest strength." Anyone can strike back. Anyone can shout or blame. But it takes true courage to be still. It takes great wisdom to hold space for understanding. Every time we resist the urge to hate, we win a small battle within ourselves. And in time, these small victories make a peaceful heart. When we let go of hate, we make space for something else. Joy. Hate tightens the heart, but love opens it. Hate blinds the eyes, but compassion makes us see clearly. Without hate, we sleep more deeply, speak more gently, and move through life with lightness. We laugh with ease. We connect more honestly. We are not always looking over our shoulder. We are not afraid of the past. we live freely, like a bird flying in the sky. The Buddha taught that everything changes. The people who hurt you may change. You may change. The anger you feel today may be gone tomorrow, like clouds passing over the moon. So why hold on to something that is not permanent? Why give your life to a shadow when the sun is always shining behind it? Let it go. Let hate fall away like autumn leaves, and in its place, grow stillness, grow kindness, grow peace. To be happy in life, the Buddha said, begin with your heart. Make it pure, like a calm lake. When someone throws a stone into your lake, do not let the ripples disturb your joy. Let the waves settle. See clearly again. This is the path of peace. This is the path of never hating. So when anger rises within you, take a deep breath. Sit quietly. Place your hand on your heart. Remember the teachings. Remember that no matter what others do, you can choose your response. And in that choice, you hold your freedom. Choose peace. Choose love. Choose the path of the Buddha, and you will be happy, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. Chapter 2. Don't worry. In the quiet forest of India, the Buddha once sat beneath a tree, surrounded by monks and seekers. A young man approached him, his face full of fear and his mind full of questions. "Master," he said, "I worry about my future. I worry about my parents, my work, my health, and even the meaning of my life. Every day, I wake with a heavy heart. I feel lost." The Buddha looked at him with gentle eyes and replied, "Worry is like a dark cloud. It blocks the sunlight, but the sun is still there. If you learn to calm your mind, you will see clearly again. Do not live in the future. Do not cling to fear. Peace lives only in the present moment." The Buddha taught that suffering arises when the mind clings to desire, to fear, to control. Worry is one form of this clinging. We try to control the future, but the future is not ours. We imagine every problem that could happen, and in doing so, we suffer before anything even occurs. It is like carrying a heavy bag full of stones for a journey that has not begun. Why tire yourself before the path has even started? The Buddha reminded us that we cannot control the winds of life, but we can learn to sail with them. This is the way of the wise, to live one breath at a time. When we worry, we are not truly living. Our body may be here, but our mind is somewhere else, lost in what might happen or what we fear could go wrong. We are not tasting our food, not hearing the birds sing, not feeling the wind on our skin. We miss the beauty of the present because we are trapped in thoughts of the future. The Buddha taught the practice of mindfulness so we could return to now. He said, "The past is already gone. The future is not yet here. Only the present is real." When we return to the now, we breathe deeply, our shoulders relax, and our hearts feel light again. One day, a poor farmer came to the Buddha. His crops had failed, his animals were sick, and his wife was sad. He said, "Master, I have so many problems. Please help me solve them." The Buddha listened kindly and said, "I cannot take away all your problems. Everyone has 83 problems, but I can help you with the 84th. The farmer asked, "What is the 84th? The Buddha replied, "The desire to not have problems." In this way, the Buddha reminded us that life will always have challenges, but worrying about them does not solve them. Accepting them with calm and clarity, that is the path to peace. The teachings of the Buddha are not about escaping life, but understanding it. Worry often comes from not knowing what will happen. But the truth is, we never truly know. Life flows like a river, sometimes fast, sometimes slow. If we try to stop the river, we only get swept away. But if we learn to float, to breathe, to accept each moment as it is, then even in hard times, we find peace. The Buddha often said, "This too shall pass." Nothing is permanent. Not joy, not sorrow, not fear. So why hold on so tightly? When we worry, it is like planting seeds of fear in the garden of our mind. These seeds grow into stress, anger, and sadness. But the Buddha taught us to plant different seeds, seeds of peace, trust, and letting go. Every morning, we can choose to water these seeds with our thoughts. When you wake up, say to yourself, "Today, I will walk slowly. I will breathe deeply. I will trust life." These small thoughts grow into great strength. The Buddha also taught the power of right understanding. Often we worry because we misunderstand reality. We think we are alone, that no one sees us, that our problems are special. But all beings suffer. All beings face uncertainty. When we understand this, we feel less alone. We become part of something bigger. A great wave of life moves through all of us, and we are just one drop in that wave. We are not separate. We are connected. Knowing this brings great peace. Another way to ease worry is through compassion. When we worry only about ourselves, our world becomes small. But when we care for others, our heart expands. The Buddha encouraged us to help others, even in small ways. Smile at someone. Offer kind words. Sit in silence with a friend. When we focus on giving, our mind forgets to worry. We become light like the morning sun, spreading warmth without effort. Meditation is also a powerful medicine for worry. Each day, sit quietly. Close your eyes. Follow your breath. Let your thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. Do not follow them. Do not fight them. Just watch. With time, the storm of worry will pass, and the sky of your mind will be clear. The Buddha did not say you must be perfect. He only said you must practice. Little by little, peace will grow. Imagine your worries like leaves floating on a river. You do not need to grab them. Just let them pass. Watch them go, one by one. You are not your worry. You are the stillness beneath it. The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." The answers you need are already in your heart, waiting to be heard in silence. So if today your heart is full of fear, if your mind is heavy with thoughts, remember the Buddha's words. Sit under your own tree of peace. Breathe. Smile. Know that all things will change. Trust that you are strong. Trust that you are loved. Trust that you are already on the path. And as you walk this path, you will find something more powerful than any fear: stillness, truth, and joy. The Buddha's path is not about escaping the world. It is about walking through it with grace. Worry may knock on your door, but you do not have to invite it in. Instead, open the door with a calm heart. Say, "I see you, but I choose peace. This is the way. This is the light. This is the freedom of not worrying." Chapter 3. Live simple. In the quiet life of the Buddha, simplicity was not just a choice. It was a way of being. Before his awakening, Prince Siddhartha lived a life of luxury, surrounded by wealth, fine clothes, and endless pleasures. Yet he saw clearly that happiness does not come from having more things or from chasing after comfort. Instead, true happiness grows from living simply, with a heart that is free, a mind that is clear, and a spirit that is calm. The Buddha taught that simplicity is the path to peace because it removes the clutter that distracts us from what truly matters. Many of us live in a world full of noise, busyness, and desire. We fill our days with work, worries, and the constant search for more money, more status, more possessions. But the Buddha showed that this hunger is endless and does not satisfy the soul. The more we want, the more we suffer. Like a thirsty person trying to fill a cracked cup, our happiness leaks away. To live simply is to let go of this endless craving and be content with what we have. It means finding joy in the small, ordinary moments, in the breath, in a smile, in the beauty of a flower. The Buddha's teachings on living simply are not about giving up everything or living a life of poverty. Instead, they invite us to see clearly what is enough. When we simplify our desires, we reduce suffering. We do not need many things to be happy. We need peace of mind. He said, "Contentment is the greatest wealth." When the mind is content, no external thing can disturb it. When we live simply, we become like a calm lake, still, clear, and beautiful. The lake does not need to be filled with waves or noise to be whole. It only needs to be free from disturbance. In the early days after his enlightenment, the Buddha and his followers lived a simple life. They wore plain robes, ate only what was necessary, and slept in humble places. Their homes were the forest and the mountains, and their treasures were kindness and wisdom. This way of life was not about suffering, it was about freedom. Free from the burden of excess, they could focus on their inner journey. They practiced mindfulness in every step, finding joy in the present moment rather than in possessions or achievements. Living simply also means being mindful of how we use our resources. The Buddha taught respect for all beings and the earth. We do not take more than we need, and we give back with gratitude. This respect leads to balance. When we live simply, we waste less, pollute less, and live more gently. Our hearts soften and our minds open. We become aware of the sacredness in every leaf, every drop of water, every breath. This awareness brings peace, not only to ourselves, but to the whole world. One story from the Buddha's life illustrates this teaching well. A wealthy merchant once came to see the Buddha, offering gifts of gold and fine cloth. The Buddha accepted only a simple meal. He explained that true value is not in riches, but in generosity and wisdom. The merchant was surprised, but later he found a deeper happiness by giving rather than accumulating. The Buddha's life showed that by living simply, we can open our hands to help others and open our hearts to wisdom. Simplicity is also a way to calm the mind. When we have fewer distractions, we can see more clearly. Our thoughts slow down, and our worries lose their power. The Buddha taught meditation as a tool to develop this clarity. Sitting quietly with a simple breath, we learn to watch our mind without judgment. We notice the habits of desire and fear. We learn to let them go, like leaves floating on a river. In this stillness, we find ourselves again, not the self made of wants and worries, but the true self that is peaceful and free. Living simply means making choices that support peace. It might mean waking early to watch the sunrise instead of scrolling on a phone. It might mean choosing a walk in nature over a busy day of shopping. It might mean eating with gratitude and awareness rather than eating to fill a void. These small acts bring us back to our true nature. They remind us that happiness is not in the future or in things, it is here and now. The Buddha also taught that attachment causes suffering. When we hold tightly to possessions, status, or even ideas, we trap ourselves. But when we live simply, we practice non-attachment. We learn to enjoy without clinging. We understand that everything changes: our health, our relationships, our wealth. By accepting this truth, we are free from fear. We can love without holding on. We can give without losing ourselves. We can be happy without needing more. In modern life, living simply can feel difficult. We are surrounded by messages telling us to buy more, do more, be more. But the Buddha's wisdom cuts through this noise like a clear bell. It calls us back to what is real and lasting. The path of simplicity is open to all. It does not require special clothes, special places, or special skills. It only requires the courage to slow down and look within. As you live simply, you may notice your heart become lighter. Your mind may find quiet space to breathe. Your days may fill with a gentle peace that no money can buy. Like a tree that stands firm through storms, your spirit will grow strong and steady. You will learn to appreciate the small joys: a warm cup of tea, a kind word, the song of a bird. These simple gifts become the treasures of your life. So, live simply. Let go of what is not necessary. Find joy in the small and the quiet. Trust that peace is enough. Follow the Buddha's path and walk gently on the earth. In simplicity, you will find happiness. Not the kind that fades, but the kind that shines forever. Chapter 4. Expect a little. In a quiet village beneath the mountains, a monk once asked the Buddha, "Master, why do so many people suffer even when their lives are full of comfort?" The Buddha smiled gently and replied, "Because their expectations are greater than their understanding. They expect the world to move the way they wish. But life follows its own law, not the desires of the mind. When you expect little, the heart remains open and peaceful. Expectations are like ropes we tie around our happiness. When things go as we hoped, we are pleased. But when life takes a different path, we become angry, sad, or lost. The Buddha taught that suffering begins the moment we demand that life must be a certain way. We expect people to always be kind, our work to always succeed, and our days to always be easy. But when these expectations are not met, as they often are, we feel pain. In truth, it is not the world that causes our suffering. It is our strong attachment to how we believe the world should be. The Buddha encouraged his followers to live with wisdom, not with blind hope. Hope, when based on desire, leads to disappointment, but wisdom teaches us to accept things as they are. When we expect little, we become grateful for everything. A simple meal brings joy. A smile from a stranger warms the heart. A quiet morning feels like a gift. Without heavy expectations, even small things shine brightly. Gratitude grows where expectation fades. One day, a traveler came to the Buddha and said, "Master, I have traveled far to find happiness. I have worked hard, helped others, and prayed every day. Yet, my heart still feels empty." The Buddha replied, "You are searching outside for what must begin within. You expect happiness to come from effort or reward, but happiness is not a gift from the world. It is the fruit of letting go. Stop expecting life to give you joy. Instead, become joy, and life will reflect it." In the path of Buddhism, we learn to let go of craving and clinging. Expectation is a kind of craving. It is the belief that we deserve something, whether success, love, or peace, on our terms. but everything in life is impermanent. People change. Situations rise and fall. The Buddha taught that clinging to expectations is like grasping at the wind. No matter how tight we hold, it slips through our fingers. Only by releasing our grip can we truly rest. Expecting little does not mean giving up dreams or living without purpose. It means holding our goals lightly, like a bird in the hand, caring for it, but not squeezing it. We take action, we work with care, but we do not demand results. We learn to trust the flow of life. The Buddha's own life showed this truth. After many years of seeking enlightenment, he did not force awakening. He sat in stillness under the Bodhi tree, letting go of striving, and simply opened himself to truth. And in that letting go, wisdom came. There is deep freedom in expecting little. When we are free from demands, we are free from fear. We no longer worry, "What if I fail?" or "What if others let me down?" because we no longer build our peace on things we cannot control. We understand that people will be as they are, sometimes kind, sometimes not, sometimes generous, sometimes selfish, and that is okay. Our peace does not depend on their behavior, but on our own understanding. In this way, the Buddha taught compassion. When we stop expecting others to be perfect, we forgive them more easily. When we stop expecting life to always be fair, we become stronger and more patient. We stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and instead ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift is the beginning of inner freedom. It is the way of the wise. It is the path to peace. Another monk once asked the Buddha, "Should I give up all desires?" The Buddha replied, "Not all desire is harmful. The desire to learn, to grow, to help others, these are good. But when desire becomes expectation, when it says, 'This must happen or I will suffer,' then it becomes a chain. Break the chain, walk freely." The teaching is clear. Live with a gentle heart, work with purpose, but release the need to control everything. To expect a little is also to live in the present moment. When we expect too much, we often live in the future, waiting for something better. We say, "I will be happy when I get a new job, or when my health improves, or when people understand me." But tomorrow is not promised. The Buddha reminds us, peace is not a future event. It is a present choice. Right now, in this breath, we can choose contentment. In daily life, we can practice this by watching our thoughts. When we notice expectations arise, "They should say thank you," or "This should be easier," we pause and smile. We take a breath. We remind ourselves, "Let go. Let it be." Slowly, the mind becomes lighter. The heart becomes open. Life begins to feel less like a battle and more like a flow. The great beauty of this teaching is that when we expect little, we receive much. Because we are not chasing, we begin to notice all the blessings already around us. The blue sky, the quiet moment, the kind friend, these simple things become enough. More than enough. They become sacred. So, expect little, not because life is poor, but because life is rich beyond measure when we open our eyes. Do not wait for the world to give you joy. Bring joy to the world with your simple heart, your peaceful breath, your gentle smile. This is the Buddha's way. This is the quiet path of wisdom. This is how we suffer less and live more. Chapter 5. Give a lot. The Buddha once said, "If you knew what I know about the power of giving, you would not let a single day pass without sharing something." Giving is more than just a kind act. It is the very heart of the spiritual path. To give is to open the hand, and when the hand opens, so does the heart. The more we give, the more we grow. Giving does not make us poorer. It makes us rich in compassion, love, and peace. In the Buddha's time, even the poorest villagers gave, not because they had much, but because they understood that generosity brings joy. A humble meal offered with love was more valuable than gold given with pride. Giving is not about the size of the gift, it is about the intention behind it. A kind word, a warm smile, a helping hand. These are gifts that cost nothing but can change a life. The Buddha himself lived by this truth. After his enlightenment, he gave everything, not money or gold, but his time, his wisdom, and his presence. He walked from village to village, not to collect wealth, but to share the Dhamma, the truth of how to end suffering. He gave his teachings freely, asking nothing in return. His only wish was to help others awaken. This was the greatest gift of all, the gift of truth. One of the most beautiful stories from the Buddha's life is about a poor woman named Sujata. She gave the Buddha a bowl of rice milk just before his enlightenment. Though she had little, she gave with a pure heart. That simple act of kindness nourished the Buddha after years of hardship. It was her generosity that helped him find the strength to sit beneath the Bodhi tree and awaken. A small gift, given with love, became part of a great moment in history. Giving is powerful because it frees us from attachment. When we give, we let go. We loosen our grip on possessions, on our time, on our selfish desires. We begin to understand that nothing truly belongs to us. Everything is borrowed from this world. When we give freely, we become like a flowing river, never empty, always refreshed. Holding on tightly causes suffering. But giving creates space for peace to grow. To give a lot does not mean to give until we are empty or burned out. It means to give from the heart, again and again, with joy. When we give with love, our inner well never dries. In fact, it becomes deeper. The more we give, the more we receive, not always in material form, but in peace, friendship, and deep inner joy. The Buddha taught about dana, the practice of giving, as one of the first steps on the path to awakening. It is the foundation of a compassionate life. Generosity purifies the mind. It softens pride, reduces greed, and brings balance. It also connects us to others. When we give, we see that we are not alone. We are part of a greater whole. Our happiness is tied to the happiness of others. In Buddhist monasteries, the monks live through the generosity of others. They do not work for money or grow their own food. Every day they walk through the village with their alms bowls, accepting whatever is offered. This is not begging. It is a sacred exchange. The lay people give food, and in return the monks offer teachings and blessings. Both give, and both receive. This harmony is at the heart of the spiritual community. You do not need to be a monk or a saint to give a lot. Every person, no matter their status, can practice generosity. You can give your time to someone who is lonely. You can give your skills to help a neighbor. You can give your attention to someone who needs to be heard. You can give your forgiveness to someone who has hurt you. These gifts are more precious than anything that can be bought with money. Giving also teaches us to trust. When we give without fear, we trust that we will be okay. We stop believing in the lie of scarcity, that there is not enough. The Buddha taught that the world is abundant, not because we own much, but because we share much. A society where people give is a society full of love. A heart that gives is a heart free from fear. Sometimes we give and expect something in return. We want praise, recognition, or a favor back. But true giving expects nothing. It is like a tree that offers fruit to all, asking for nothing. When we give in this way, we feel the pure joy that the Buddha spoke of. Joy that does not depend on others' response. Joy that comes from knowing we have shared something good. The Buddha once said that the greatest gift is the gift of fearlessness. When we speak kindly, we remove fear from others. When we act with compassion, we create safety and trust. When we live with love, we become a light for others. This is giving at its highest form, giving peace, giving truth, giving presence. In your own life, you can give a lot in quiet ways. You can be patient with someone who is upset. You can stay calm in a moment of anger. You can offer peace in a world full of noise. Every kind act, no matter how small, sends ripples through the world. One candle can light many others, and the flame does not become less, it becomes more. So give. Give your love. Give your time. Give your wisdom. Give your silence. Give your presence. Give without fear. Give without pride. Give without end. In giving, you will find the deep peace that lives beyond desire. You will become like the Buddha, calm, free, radiant. Giving is not only an act, it is a way of being. It is the path of the Bodhisattva, the awakened heart that lives for the good of all. To give a lot is not a burden, it is a blessing. It is the secret of true happiness. It is the way of the wise. It is the path to awakening. Chapter 6, And Always Smile. One evening, a young monk asked the Buddha, "Master, the world is full of pain and sorrow. How can one smile in the face of such suffering?" The Buddha looked at the monk with kindness and said, "My child, a smile does not mean the world is perfect. It means you have chosen peace in your heart, even when the world is not. To smile is to express understanding, compassion, and the joy of the present moment." In Buddhism, the smile is not simply a gesture of happiness, it is a reflection of inner peace. A true smile is born from mindfulness, from being fully present, from accepting life as it is, not as we wish it to be. The Buddha himself often smiled gently. His smile was calm, peaceful, and wise. It came not from pleasure or excitement, but from deep understanding. He saw the suffering of the world, yet he also saw the beauty beyond it. His smile was a message. There is another way. To smile is to soften the heart. It reminds us that even in difficult times, we can choose peace. It does not mean we ignore pain. It means we embrace life with courage and kindness. A smile is a small thing, yet it carries great power. It can comfort a stranger. It can bring hope to a friend. It can calm anger. It can heal wounds. In silence, a smile can say, "I am here with you. Everything will be okay." The Buddha taught that peace begins with one breath, one thought, one smile. When we smile, we come back to the present. We stop running after the future or holding on to the past. We return to this moment, and we see that there is something beautiful right now. This breath, this sky, this life. A smile is the doorway to gratitude. It opens our eyes to the gifts we already have. Thich Nhat Hanh, a modern Buddhist teacher, often said, "Sometimes your joy is the source of your smile, but sometimes your smile can be the source of your joy." This is a deep truth. We do not have to wait for perfect conditions to smile. We can smile now, and in doing so, we invite peace into our hearts. A smile can change the energy around us. It can change the way we speak, act, and think. There is a story about a man who came to the Buddha angry and full of hatred. He shouted at the Buddha, trying to insult him, but the Buddha remained calm and simply smiled. After a while, the man grew tired and asked, "Why are you not angry?" The Buddha replied, "If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, who does the gift belong to?" The man answered, "It still belongs to the one who offered it." The Buddha said, "In the same way, I do not accept your anger, so it still belongs to you." That smile, gentle and wise, was more powerful than 1,000 arguments. To always smile does not mean to pretend. It means to live from a place of understanding. It means we have trained the mind not to react with fear or hatred, but with clarity. Life will bring us challenges. People will disappoint us. Illness may come. Loss will visit. But in each moment, we have a choice: to resist or to accept, to close the heart or to open it. A smile is the sign of an open heart. When we meditate, we can practice smiling. We sit quietly and breathe. With each breath, we relax. With each breath, we smile gently. Not a forced smile, but a soft, natural one. This smile becomes a friend. It reminds us that peace is not far away. It is always within us, waiting for us to return. Even in grief, we can smile, not to deny our pain, but to honor the love that lies beneath it. A smile can hold both sorrow and acceptance. It can carry both tears and strength. The Buddha taught that everything changes. No joy lasts forever. No pain lasts forever. This understanding allows us to smile, not because life is perfect, but because it is precious. In our daily lives, we can offer our smile to everyone we meet. Not everyone will smile back. Some may ignore it, but that is not the point. We smile because it is our nature. We smile because it is a gift we can give without losing anything. We smile because it brings light into the world. A single candle can light 1,000 more without being diminished. A single smile can touch 1,000 hearts. When we smile, we also remember not to take life too seriously. We remember that we are just passing through, like clouds in the sky. We remember that many of our worries are small. The Buddha encouraged his followers to live lightly, with a joyful heart. Laughter, too, is part of the path. It reminds us that while life is sacred, it is not heavy. We can walk gently. We can smile often. So always smile. Smile when you wake up. Smile when you walk. Smile when you speak. Smile when you breathe. Let your smile be your meditation. Let it be your offering. Let it be your peace. In your smile, carry the wisdom of the Buddha, the compassion of the heart, and the light of awareness. And when others see you smile, they may also remember to pause, to breathe, to soften. In this way, your smile becomes part of the great healing of the world. This is no small thing. This is the work of the awakened. Smile. Not because all is well, but because you are choosing peace anyway. This is the final teaching. This is the quiet strength of the path. This is the way of the Buddha. Thank you for watching and listening with an open heart. As we come to the end of this story, I hope you feel a little more peaceful, a little more thoughtful, and a little more connected to yourself, to others, and to the world around you. The lessons we shared today were inspired by the teachings of the Buddha, but their meaning goes beyond religion. They are teachings for all human beings. reminders of how to live with more kindness, more patience, and more love. No matter what faith or background you come from, these ideas can help you live a more balanced and joyful life. Maybe one part of the story touched your heart. Maybe a few words stayed in your mind. That is enough. That small moment of understanding, that quiet reflection, is the beginning of something powerful. True learning doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, in small steps, with deep thinking and honest reflection. As you continue on your own journey, I invite you to carry these lessons with you. Don't hold hatred in your heart. Don't live in worry. Keep life simple. Expect less and give more. And always smile. These are not just rules for happiness. They are gentle reminders of what it means to live with peace and purpose. We all come from different places, speak different languages, and follow different beliefs. But at the center of each of us is the same desire to live well, to love others, and to feel at peace. When we learn about other cultures and spiritual paths, we do not become less. We become more open, more compassionate, more wise. That is the power of learning, and that is the true meaning of this channel. Read and learn. English is more than a place to improve your language skills. It's a space to grow, not only in English but in life. Every story we share is carefully written to help you not only speak better English, but also to think more deeply and live more fully. So I encourage you to keep going, keep learning, keep asking questions. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. The world needs more peaceful people. The world needs people who listen, who reflect, and who live with love. And that can begin with you. If this story helped you, please share it with someone who might also benefit. Leave a comment below and tell us what part touched your heart. Your words may inspire someone else. And remember, whatever path you walk, you are always welcome here. Let's continue to grow together, through language, through stories, and through wisdom from around the world. Until next time, take a deep breath, carry peace with you, and don't forget to smile.